So I thought we are due an upgrade for our tactics. We have completely changed how we're playing at the moment, just from how the gameplay has kind of evolved as we've gone past Team of the Year. We've got some better players in these different positions, a lot more role plus pluses, and now most players are getting their double playstyle plus. Some have got triple, but obviously there's a lot with single playstyle pluses as well. The problem I have really, and when it comes to changing formation, is going, say for instance, I used a lot of the start of the game with a 4-4-2, then changing it up, maybe not using some of the players that I kind of known to use a lot more, or even actually putting some money into, putting some cards into, it's to put them into the bench as well. So we're going to start off, this is kind of what I run in terms of the team, and in general I found it works very well for myself. Now, in terms of tactics, the 4-2-3-1 seems to be a massive one for everybody. I'm coming up against it more and more every single day. So let's get into the tactics of it. We don't want to waste too much time. We've obviously got the preset custom, so we've gone to the 4-2-1-3. Then we obviously have got the build-up style. Now, there's a lot of people going with the counter, which I mean, I can see it. It works. Most definitely is another good one. Short passing, if you're decent at passing. I still like the balance with this. It's very rare that I change anything here. I normally change this between 55 and maybe 60. I don't really go high anymore. I normally kind of keep it at the 55 to 60. And normally for this one, I've kept it at the 55 as that's been the previous formation line. I've not necessarily had too much of a problem with a defensive approach. It's normally myself manually moving defenders that can cause the issue, but that's kind of down to how you play. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics, and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. But in terms of the player roles then, this is the most important, what you want to start with. Now, as a defensive approach goes, I'm very much on heavy defense. So goalkeeper is pretty much just the same. You can go for the sweeper keeper. I don't think there's not necessarily too much of a difference, but with Courtois, he has got himself the rush out plus as well, which I always recommend, and he has got the focus as defend. I don't really have him as balanced as I don't want him coming out too much. So defense is absolutely fine. When it comes to the two centre backs, again, people might kind of go with the ball playing defender, maybe even a cheeky stopper as well, but for me, it is just defender plus and defender. I want these two roam in the middle of the pitch the middle of the pitch, the middle of their box, and that's it. Keep them on the defense. That's absolutely perfect. When it comes to my fullbacks, this is where you can have two different approaches. You've either got one side that's more attacking, you've got both sides that are defensive, and they're kind of the two that you work. I wouldn't really suggest too much of both sides being attacking wing back unless you're playing like a 5-back, a 3-back with two very good attacking wing backs. And even then, that wouldn't be this formation in my opinion. I think you'd find something a little bit different. So for me, I personally do love the fullback plus on both of them with the defending. Now, obviously I say Sakina definitely. She can do everything. She's got the three different plus roles that I can kind of test out. I'm not an attacking wing-back sort of person. I like them both being defensive and just staying at the back. Having a solid 4 is always perfect. And I found even now, the 4 can be somewhat penetrated very easily, especially if you do move out. If I move Van Dijk over a little bit, it creates a lot of space. Hence why now I've kind of changed for the 4-2-1-3, because I'm finding that my attack is now a lot better, so it can attack with just 3 and maybe having De Bruyne as the playmaker, meaning I can have two hold-in / deep line playmakers in the back line. Now, obviously for this, I've gone with Petit as the holding plus because he doesn't have a plus on anything else, and he does have the incisive pass. It's one reason why I've quite liked him, as he's another option to kind of ping it left, right and centre with that incisive pass down the wing, or going straight forward into De Bruyne. And maybe on occasion goes to Mbappe as well, but I would have him personally on the defensive. When it comes to Vieira, he's more of your defending player. I kind of have him in a deep line playmaker, and again on the defence. So what that kind of does when you've got it, for instance, I don't even know where's Thuram going? Thuram's going over here apparently. But apparently with this, I will have basically Petit and Vieira holding the line in the middle. I'll have the back line just completely staying here. I don't know why he is going there. It's very weird that he's letting him down that wing, but we'll see how that goes in a second. It's not done that before, so it's very interesting. Then when it comes to De Bruyne, he's kind of my middleman. He will have the playmaker plus. I know there's other roles that you could. Maybe you'd go for like a shadow striker. You'd go for a classic 10. Obviously, the half winger is not really the deal, but you could go shadow striker or even a classic 10 to have him kind of backing up the striker. I would suggest that only if your striker's not necessarily on that top level. I normally just go with the playmaker, mainly because of that incisive pass, and I would have him as a Roman. So he's up and down the kind of top of the box, really. Then when we come to the wingers, it's a very easy one for me. Both of these two are going to be on the incisive forwards, and they both are going to be on a lovely attacking. So they're going to be predominantly on that attacking zone, and both of them have got the inside forward. The only thing I've kind of having difficulty with Yamal is I'm waiting for that inside forward role, because I kind of need that to add a little bit of extra sauce to him. Now, there is obviously an option that I can show you in a second, and then finally Mbappe would most definitely be the advanced forward plus, and then the attack would be there as the focus. That would kind of be where I'd go at. Thuram normally is kind of on the right back here, so I don't quite know. Unless I keep him on balance, that would probably be better for him. I don't know why. I suppose if he is on defence, he would cut in a little bit. So it might have been balance that I keep him on there, to be fair. I thought I had him on defend, but that would be so much space. I want him still there because obviously when it comes to running with Petit and Vieira, they're going to be at the back as well. So we've kind of got like a block of 4, and then we've got the 2 fullbacks that are holding the wing position. And then obviously De Bruyne, Mbappe, Yamal and James would be the attacking zone. Now the other option that I've got is having Maradona there instead. He's one that I am testing out more and more. Yamal's just mainly for the triple playstyle plus, but with obviously Maradona, he has got the inside forward plus on the left wing. And then if I didn't want him, Vinny has got that as well, who's kind of been my left wing for a considerable amount of time, and to be honest, he's the one that more than likely is the feature. Yamal tends to be my super sub and adds just a bit more pace going forward, more so than anything. So I will kind of keep Maradona here, and this is kind of where it would be. Without the ball, it's set up pretty much as it is defending as well. You've got the back 4 just going up and down in line. You've got Petit and Vieira holding the line in the middle of the pitch. They will drop down with Van Dijk and Yoro and add an extra layer just to be able to not be passed through. De Bruyne is going to be the person in the middle. He predominantly wants to stay in that centre circle and pings passes left, right and centre. Obviously with Maradona, he's got the technical plus and can cut inside for that lovely finesse. The only issue I've got with that is the fact that he is left-footed, but he does have a 4-star weak foot, which is always nice. Then we've obviously got James. As a team of the year goes, she's incredible. She can cut in, she can go down the byline, she can shoot from anywhere. She's pretty incredible in that role anyway. Hence why I don't move her out of that role. The only way that I could possibly do something different with her is put her into the cam role potentially, and then maybe kind of use a Maradona on the right or Yamal on the right, Vinny on the left. That's another way that I could sacrifice it, but James has just been too good for that role, and I like the incisive in De Bruyne's role. And then Mbappe is Mbappe. As long as you've got a top-end striker, this works really, really well. But they are all of the playstyle pluses and also the role pluses that I use when it comes to this formation. When it comes to the code, I will put it in the comments as the pinned, but that is going to be the code if you want to pause it here, and I will put it down below as well. Let me know the formations you're trying out, if there's one that you're coming up against. The 4-2-1-3 seems to be a fan favorite at the moment. It's kind of like the 4-3-3 with 2 DMs, but I do like how attacking that top 3 really can be. So let me know down below, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.